Jehovah's Witness allegations. I'm going to enjoy this. The Jehovah's Witnesses have settled 9 lawsuits alleging church policies protected men who sexually abused children for many years. I'm reluctant to believe any of this. As you know, the mainstream media is controlled by Satan the devil, Jehovah God's enemy. And I advise he'll create any sort of lies he needs to discredit the molesters, the brothers at the Kingdom Hall. And so I advise all of you not to read any further.
Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle with my name on it.
Frederick McLean is one of the most wanted fugitives in the United States, charged with 17 counts of child sexual abuse in California. Hold on a minute! That's in California! They have a completely different lifestyle out there. It's very loose and summery. Many people just get raped walking down the beach. It's quite common. You're picking on Jehovah's Witnesses. Why not pick on another religion? Law enforcement sources say that when a victim's family confronted McLean in 2004, he allegedly confessed. But before he could be arrested, McLean fled. Now he is one of the most wanted men in America. And a Jehovah's Witness. Yeah, a door knocker. This man knocked on your doors. With Watchtower and Awake magazines. Remember that. Authorities identified at least 8 victims that McLean allegedly abused over the course of nearly a decade. One victim estimated McLean molested her over 100 times, according to the U.S. Marshal Service. Well, I don't see a problem here. I'd enjoy getting molested by this man 100 times. He has a very sweet look on his face. He reminds me of Mr. McFeeny, the mailman on Mr. Rogers. He has a very sweet pair of eyes, a beautiful mustache. In fact, I'm going to give him a kiss right now. It's salty. I didn't think there would be that many crumbs in his mustache. Deputy Marshal Thomas Miranda, who is leading the hunt for 56-year-old fugitive, said, 56? What is he, taking Viagra? How are you molesting that many kids when you can't even get it up? Says McLean gained the trust of many of his victims through his leadership position as a so-called ministerial servant in his local congregation of Jehovah's Witnesses near San Diego. San Diego? I've been there. It's full of perverts. No wonder this man was getting his rocks off. Wait a minute, isn't your good friend Dylan Bianchi from San Diego? Yes, you didn't have to bring that up. I bet he's bumped elbows with this fella. Maybe even crossed paths at the adult store. JehovahBear, that'll be enough. His role in the church also became a matter of legal controversy. Last year, some victims' families filed suit against Jehovah's Witnesses, alleging that both McLean's local congregation and the church national headquarters, the Watchtower Society, knew or should have known that Frederick McLean was a decent human being. Oh, no, wait. It says pedophile. I read that wrong. The Jehovah's Witnesses recently agreed to settle the lawsuit that 8 other similar cases. What? It's only 8 more. These are just isolated incidents 8 times in a row. Admitted wrongdoing. The cases all involved men the church allegedly knew had sexually abused children. The settlements for those cases are confidential and filed under seal.
Oh, I love seal. Beautiful music.
Baby, I will compare you to a kiss from a rose on the gay. Gray. However, NBC News has obtained a copy of one of the settlements from the McLean lawsuit, and it may offer an indication of the potential magnitude of the payouts. According to the court record, the church agreed to pay a shitload of cash to the accuser, who claimed McLean abused her from ages 3 to 9. After legal fees and other costs, the accuser was set to receive approximately $530,000.
Let me tell you, That would buy a lot of Big Macs and McFlurries for me.
You know what? Even for $500,000, I don't think I'd let this guy touch my vag. No, you're gonna have to double that. Lawyers for the plaintiffs declined to comment. Oh, I didn't see that coming. The Jehovah's Witnesses did not comment specifically on any of the lawsuits, but issued a statement to NBC News. For the sake of the victims in these cases, we are pleased that a settlement has been reached. Did you really have to use the word pleased? You're pleased about this whole thing. Good for you. Our hearts go out to all those who suffer as a result of child abuse. Then why do you battle them in court? Jehovah's Witnesses worldwide are united in their abhorrence of this sin and crime. Then why did you seal the records? Why? I already know why. Click here for the complete statement. I'm not going to bore you folks with the whole thing here, but let's take a glimpse here. I already know what this is going to say. And we will key in on it. For the sake of the victims in these cases, we are pleased that the settlement has been reached. Let's skip that part. We do not condone or protect child molesters. Our elders expel unrepentant sinners who commit these crimes. Remember this word, folks. Unrepentant. Back to the main article. Yeah! It burns! It burns like salsa! Internal records now coming to light from the settled lawsuits may help explain why the church agreed to settle the cases. Documents show that the church knew for years that some prominent members were sexually abusing children and did little. Church officials allegedly became aware of several of the cases in question through what amount to internal judicial proceedings, at which local elders confronted suspected abusers, obtained confessions, then meted out punishments. What you do not see after that is call 911 or report to the police. They meted out punishments. I don't know. Seems like this guy, his punishment doesn't look too harsh. Looks like he's sitting at a Schlotsky's deli. And whatever the punishment meted out, apparently didn't stop him from enjoying 99 more molestation experiences. James Henderson, for example, was a longtime Jehovah's Witness elder in Red Bluff, California, and a serial molester. The newly uncovered documents include a 1994 letter from a senior regional church official to headquarters stating that Henderson was sanctioned by the church, stripped of leadership position in the early 1970s in another California town. Now he has admitted to doing it again, the letter states. In the late 1980s, according to another internal church document, a local elder dismissed allegations that Henderson had been sexually abusing a young boy. There was no way it could be true, so it was forgotten. Airtight. By October 1994, Henderson was presiding overseer. You go from late 1980s to October 1994, presiding overseer, the top elder in his congregation. After a father of one of his victims confronted him, according to church records, Henderson confessed to the other elders preemptively. Although he said he had stopped molesting the boy more than 3 years ago. That was 3 years ago, friends. Can't we let bygones be bygones? Remember the key word, friends, unrepentant. It's all about repentance. And if you have gone 3 years without molesting a boy, you are fit to be presiding overseer. If you can go 3 years without touching a little boy's butt, you are top elder material. You are the top gun in your congregation. That was significant because at the time, the church apparently had a policy of waiving sanctions if a sinner was repentant and the sin had occurred at least 3 years ago. Perfect timing, Brother Henderson. You're getting good at this. Brother Henderson knows his shit. He knows the Secret Elders book. In spite of Henderson's confession, the elders did not inform California authorities. No need for that. In 1994, California law did not yet mandate that a clergy report suspected abuse. They changed the law in 1997. Wow. It only took you until the internet age. Good job, California. Instead, they conducted their own inquiry, apparently while Henderson and his wife were on vacation. Sounds lovely. A few weeks later, elders reported they found irregularities in Henderson's story and confronted him a second time. Henderson admitted molesting the victim 1.5 years ago. He also admitted paying restitution for a similar offense in the early 1970s. The elders decided to remove Henderson as presiding overseer and publicly reproved him. Poor guy, that means nothing happened to him. That must have been terrible for him to go through. Having 2 words announced from a stage. Announcing to the congregation that he had committed a sin without disclosing the details. Still, that it was 1.5 years ago. What do you people want? Still, they did not go to authorities. No need for that. Jehovah takes care of his own business. But then the victim's family did. While police were investigating, church officials questioned Henderson yet again.
What for, brothers? I thought the matter had been closed. This was 1.5 years ago. He went 1.5 years ago without touching a child's dick. This article is infuriating. I'm going back to San Francisco where I understand people.
He confessed to molesting other children. Oh, God, including his own son. According to a church document, at that point, Henderson was excommunicated. It only took 3 decades and a dozen molestations. In the meantime, law enforcement authorities contacted the local elders, who at that point apparently cooperated in the investigation. Jesus. Only took 30 years. Only took 30 years and 5 investigations. On December 14th, 1994, Henderson was arrested. Yay! In 1995, he pleaded guilty to 3 counts of sexual abuse and was sentenced to 4 years. 4 years? My God. 4 years and 4 months. Okay. That's 4 years and 4 months in prison. He'll be out in 30 days. By 1998, he was out on parole. There you go, folks. And according to church correspondents, attending another Jehovah's Witness congregation. Charged with 17 counts of child sexual abuse in California.
Hold on a minute. That's in California. They have a completely different lifestyle out there. It's very loose and summery. Many people just get raped walking down the beach. It's quite common. You're picking on Jehovah's Witnesses. Why not pick on another religion?
Law enforcement sources say that when a victim's family confronted
Jehovah's Witness allegations,
I'm going to enjoy this.
The Jehovah's Witnesses have settled 9 lawsuits alleging church policies protected men who sexually abused children for many years.
I'm reluctant to believe any of this. As you know, the mainstream media is controlled by Satan the devil, Jehovah God's enemy. And I advise he'll create any sort of lies he needs to discredit the molesters, the brothers at the Kingdom Hall. And so I advise all of you not to read any further. Now, if you'll excuse me, there's a bacon, egg, and cheese McGriddle with my name on it.
Frederick McLean is one of the most wanted fugitives in the United States. Abused over the course of nearly a decade. One victim estimated McLean molested her over 100 times, according to the U.S. Marshal Service.
Well, I don't see a problem here. I'd enjoy getting molested by this man 100 times. He has a very sweet look on his face. He reminds me of Mr. McFeeny, the mailman on Mr. Rogers.
McLean in 2004, he allegedly confessed. But before he could be arrested, McLean fled. Now he is one of the most wanted men in America.
And a Jehovah's Witness.
Yeah, door knocker. This man knocked on your doors. With Watchtower and Awake magazines. Remember that. Authorities identified at least 8 victims that McLean allegedly